Have you ever considered that the tiny nutrients in your food might actually have shaped your DNA? It sounds incredible, but groundbreaking research, led by University College London, UCL, argues that these often overlooked micronutrients, think elements like iron, magnesium, and iodine, have played a much larger role in human evolution than anyone previously realized. But here's where it gets controversial. Could something as simple as what's in our soil, and ultimately in our diet, be responsible for how different populations around the world look and function today? New findings are challenging old assumptions and might just flip the script on how we think about our genetic history. The study, published in the American Journal of Human Genetics, uncovers how our ancestors developed unique genetic traits, specifically in response to the abundance or lack of vital minerals in their surroundings. Dr. Jasmine Rees, who led the research as part of her doctoral work at UCL before moving to the University of Pennsylvania, explains, "This is the first time scientists have examined how adaptations to micronutrients played out globally and across so many different minerals. People have always lived in vastly different environments, facing distinct challenges, whether from local food sources, disease pressures, or climate. Over generations, these challenges shaped everything from our immune systems to our physical traits. Now, why are micronutrients such a big deal? They are just small details. They are key to our metabolism, our growth and development, and our body's ability to protect itself. Whether or not we get enough of them often comes down to the mineral content of local soil, which can vary dramatically from place to place. Before the age of multivitamins and fortification, people living in nutrient-poor regions often suffered the consequences. For example, communities in African rainforest areas sometimes experienced goitre, a serious thyroid disorder, due to a lack of iodine in the soil. And this is the part most people miss. When a particular nutrient is scarce over many generations, it doesn't just cause short-term illness. The deficiency becomes a long-lasting pressure that can influence which genetic traits are passed down. Essentially, it nudges evolution. Past research hinted at this link. For example, certain East Asian groups have gene variations that help the body better absorb selenium, likely a response to selenium-poor soils. But it wasn't clear if this kind of adaptation happened globally or with nutrients other than selenium. To dig deeper, Dr. Rees and her team zeroed in on 276 genes tied to the absorption, transport, and use of 13 essential minerals, ranging from calcium and iron to zinc and selenium. They analyzed genetic data from more than 900 people across 40 diverse populations. Intriguingly, researchers speculate that their shorter stature itself might even be a direct evolutionary response to this dietary challenge, though not everyone in the scientific community agrees with this interpretation. South Asia's story is different. In places where the soil is loaded with magnesium, the team found local populations had adjusted in ways that might prevent magnesium toxicity, proof that it isn't just shortages, but also excesses that can push evolution in new directions. Why does all this matter now? As climate change and industrial farming further alter soil nutrient content around the world, understanding these genetic legacies could help protect communities most at risk from future deficiencies. For example, in the UK, health authorities recommend people with darker skin take vitamin D supplements because their skin makes less vitamin D from sunlight, a clear case where genetic history meets modern public health advice. Dr. Rees emphasizes this is just the beginning. Our focus was more on evolutionary history than immediate health risks. But we hope that with further study, our discoveries can eventually guide public health measures in the future. Professor Ida Andres, a senior author on the study, notes, "Looking at how we've adapted genetically in the past sheds light on current health differences across populations and could explain why some groups are more vulnerable to certain deficiencies." But here's an issue that could set off debate. Should health advice differ for populations based on their genetic adaptations to local nutrient environments? Or should nutrition guidelines remain one size fits all? We'd love to know your thoughts. Do you agree that our evolutionary past should shape today's public health policies? Or do you see potential problems with that approach? Let's hear your perspective in the comments.